Battle of Bunker Hill stands as a pivotal early confrontation in the American Revolutionary War. Though ultimately a British victory, the fierce resistance offered by American colonial forces on June 17, 1775, underscored the colony's determination to fight for their freedoms, setting a defiant tone for the conflict that would eventually lead to American independence. In the years leading up to the battle, the American colonies were a powder keg of discontent. Events such as the Boston Tea Party and the harsh British response through the Intolerable Acts had significantly escalated tensions. The British military presence in Boston, aimed at quelling the growing unrest, only served to deepen the colonists' resolve. In this charged atmosphere, colonial militias began to form, train, and stockpile arms, signaling the readiness of the American people to defend their rights by force if necessary. The strategic significance around the hills surrounding Boston, particularly Bunker Hill and Breed's Hill on the Charlestown Peninsula, did not escape the attention of either side. Controls of these elevations would offer commanding views and control of the city and its surrounding waterways. The British planned to fortify these positions, unaware that the colonists would preempt their efforts with a daring nighttime maneuver. On the night of June 16th, under the cover of darkness, American forces commanded by Colonel William Prescott moved onto the peninsula. Instead of fortifying Bunker Hill as originally planned, they chose the smaller Breed's Hill, closer to Boston, for its tactical advantages. By dawn, they had constructed a redoubt and were prepared to defend their position. The British, upon discovering these fortifications on the morning of June 17th, were taken by surprise and quickly formulated a plan to dislodge the rebels. The battle that ensued was characterized by the British employing a direct assault strategy. Their first two attempts to storm the hill were met with devastating volleys of musket fire from the well-entrenched colonial forces. American sharpshooters, using low stone walls and the natural terrain for cover, inflicted heavy casualties on the advancing redcoats. It was only during the third assault, when the colonial forces' ammunition began to dwindle, that the British succeeded in overtaking the defenses. The Americans were forced to retreat, yet the British victory was a Pyrrhic one. The British assault had been costly, with over 1,000 casualties, including a significant number of officers. In contrast, American losses were estimated at around 400 to 600, a heavy total, but one that paled in comparison to the British. Though the Battle of Bunker Hill was a tactical victory for the British, it proved to be a strategic boon for the colonial cause. The Americans' ability to inflict such heavy losses on seasoned British army was a testament to their determination and fighting capability. This battle served to galvanize the revolutionary spirit throughout the colonies, proving that the British could be challenged on the battlefield. The battle also had an immediate tactical consequence. The British realized that any further attempts to control the countryside around Boston would be costly and difficult. For the Americans, the engagement underscored the importance of organization, discipline, and adequate supplies. It also highlighted the effectiveness of the American marksmanship and the defensive use of terrain. The siege of Boston, of which the Battle of Bunker Hill was a part, continued until March 1776. The British, recognizing the unattainable position they found themselves in, eventually evacuated the city. This withdrawal marked the end of significant British presence in New England and provided a much-needed morale boost to the American cause. The legacy of the Battle of Bunker Hill is multifaceted. It demonstrated the Americans' willingness to stand up for their rights and liberties, even against a formidable power like Great Britain. The battle also emphasized the need for better organization and supply lines for the colonial forces, lessons that would be crucial in the long war ahead. Perhaps most importantly, the battle fostered a sense of unity and purpose among the colonists. It solidified the resolve of those already committed to the struggle of independence and convinced many others of the necessity of joining the cause. The courage and sacrifice displayed by the American forces at Bunker Hill became a source of inspiration, contributing to the growing call for independence that would culminate in the Declaration of Independence in July 1776. In the annals of American history, the Battle of Bunker Hill is remembered not for its tactical outcome, but for the spirit it embodied. It was a vivid demonstration of the colonists' commitment to their principles and their readiness to defend them against all odds. The battle set the stage for a revolutionary war that would eventually secure American independence, marking the birth of a nation founded on the ideals of freedom and self-determination.